Hey, it's Lebo again. It's been a while since I've had an update, but it's time to go ahead and share something. So, been working a bit on Doctor Who. This is the next game for Pinball Garage, and like usual, done a few tricks. I still got a little more work to do. Just been moving really slow on it, but it is moving, and it's moving in the right direction. It should be pretty cool when we get done. But there's something, as I'm approaching the finish line, that I've noticed that's just sort of jumping out. A little minor thing that just caught my attention, and this is one of these diagnostic things that I just had to share. So hopefully this will benefit to some folks that may watch this at some point. But this all has to deal with some light issues, the playfield control light matrix weirdness. I'm going to show you some of the details here and take a look to see how this diagnostic approach went. All right, here we go. Okay, so while I was playing the game, just trying to test a few things and make some tweaks, I just happened to notice just some weirdness with some of the lights. It looked like there were some lights that were on when they shouldn't have been, or they're kind of partially flickering on when they shouldn't be on at all. And it just felt like there was something weird going on. Let me just give you a demo of this. So look at this launch ball button. I mean, it's blinking, but there's a kind of a weird erratic blink with it. Looking at the the return lane and then the right side drain. If you notice that the lights are they're coming on and then going off pretty solid, right? And you get over to this side. Look at this one. It's going like from a full bright to just kind of half lit. The return lane's doing okay. Hang on over here. It's going from full bright to kind of on. And then this whole 5x3, I guess matrix, maybe that's what you call it, of lights in the middle. This whole middle row is doing something kind of weird. You see how it's sort of ghosting. It's still kind of on when it goes out. Just sort of strange. I mean, not being familiar enough with the game, what the light pattern's really supposed to do, it kind of makes it a little bit hard to know if that's normal or not, but that just seemed kind of strange. Going up here in the back box, so all these, I guess, doctors that are here. So one thing I noticed again, this light number 1, oh, it's not coming through the camera that great, but they're not going completely out. Maybe I got the lights on in this room, it's a little bit hard to see. But yeah, maybe you can kind of see it in this number 1. Notice when the light should just be going across here. When it's doing that, it's kind of flickering, kind of weird. So what's that all about? Well, the thing to do from here is to go into one of the test modes. So let's open up the door. Gonna go into the test. Yeah. So we're gonna go to the individual lights right here. Okay, and the reason I want to do this is I want to get out our handy dandy light matrix. I'm trying to look to see if I can see some kind of a pattern. So right now we are on this light here, 1 1 or 11, but it's 1 1, meaning the first digit is the column number. So we're in column 1. This is the column, which is driven by, looks like Q98. And we're on row 1. So what light is that? That is the E in escape. So that is the only bulb that should be lit up. Are there any others that are lighting up with it? Yes, there are. So this one right here, this is part of that 5x3 matrix. And that's in that middle row. Come back over here, see if I can find it. Well, yep, right here. If I look on the same row as that E coming over here, this 5x3, the middle left one. So that one's lighting up the same time that's lighting up. Well, what else do I see? Remember this this drain lane, this extra ball on the side. Is that on the matrix? Well, let's look down this column. Right here, left drain. That's that light that's over there. So the left drain, it's coming on. Again, it's in the same column as that bulb. So I just took note of that. Let's just go to the next light. Open the door back up. Okay, now we are on lamp 1, 2. So column 1, row 2, it should be the S in escape. Let's look here on our grid again. It's the S in escape. So we're in the same column, we just came down a row. So what do we see lit up? Okay, there's the S in escape. That's, wait a minute, look, now we've got another one lit up. Okay, so that's on that same 5x3, but it's still in that middle row, but it's the second one over. Well, did we find it over here? Well, looky here. The same row as 1, 2, come over here to 4, 2, which, ironically, was on the same column as that one before that was lighting up when it shouldn't have been. So 4, 2 is lighting up. What else do we have? Well, we still got that same, that drain that's over on the side, which was this one. So yeah, it's lighting up with this one too. So this one, it's in the same column as that light and it's lighting up. This one is in the same row as this one and it's lighting up. So where we go from here? Let's go to the next one. I bet I know what's gonna happen once we go to 1, 3. Be just like the first two. Now let's go to 1, 3. Let's come over to the fourth column. That would be 4, 3, which is the middle. Shouldn't be lighting up. Really, we should only be getting the C lighting up. There is a C, it's lighting up, and you guessed it, in the 5x3 matrix there, it's lighting up. And once again, that same drain light on the side is still lighting up. So again, this one's still lighting up because we are in the same column and we are in this row over here, and that one's now lighting up. So far, everything that hasn't happened correctly but consistently incorrectly is that this column has been lighting up one at a time, with no matter whatever we're on over here, it's the same row, it's lighting it up. And also this one that happens to be in that same column, it's lighting up. If I proceed ahead, go to 1, 4, turns out that A is supposed to be lit up. That one is the column 4, row 4, that should not be lit up. It's the same thing. Well, I'm going to jump ahead. Let's go on. Let's keep moving along. So now we're finding a little bit of a pattern. I'm going to go all the way now to the second column. So now let's go to column 2, row 1, which would be 21. Would be the right return. It'll be that one there. So let's get that set up. So 2, 1, right return. Lit up perfectly. What's this business here? We got this guy now lit up, and look who's lit up again. That one was that was the first one when we were on that row 1. Let's take a look at this again. So now we've picked 21, but 41, which is that one, is lighting up again. And then now if we come down here, the 1 million value on this escape light, that's this one. So looks like it moved over from being the left drain. Now that we've selected something in column 2, now we've got the same row that was acting up, but now it's over on column 2. It's starting to light up. If I fast forward through all this without boring you guys to tears, if you test through every single one of these, it turns out that no matter what you're on, whatever column you're on, if you follow down to this row, it's going to be lit up with no matter whatever you picked. And no matter what row you're on, it's going to follow over here to this column and light up the light that's in the corresponding row that you selected. So, what is going on? My first thought was that, oh, wow, I've got a transistor issue. It's got to be a transistor on Q95, and it's got to be a transistor on this this Q84. But I was wrong. And really, as I think about it a little bit more, I can I think I know why I was wrong. I went and checked both of those, and those transistors were fine. I actually went to the trouble. I ended up replacing them anyways because I thought, well, maybe I just didn't, maybe they weren't testing out wrong, but I felt pretty convinced that that had to be it, but it wasn't it. And thinking about it a little bit more, if they were stuck on, I think that you would see this column just solid on all the time, and this row solid on all the time. I think. May have been wrong on that. But here's something that kind of jumped out at me. Got this whole column here that's acting weird. This whole row here that's acting weird. What does that row and that column have in common? They both intersect on this one right here, 47, TARDIS. So what did I do? The TARDIS, that happens to be this light that's right here. If I disconnect that entirely, the problem goes away. I'll show you. Okay, so what I did is I just lifted the plate filled up and I disconnected the connector that feeds that lamp, rather than just take it off and work actually on the socket. I just went ahead and just unplugged it just to do a real quick test. So I'm selected on one lamp, 13, and just got one thing lit. I don't have the issue of that lit up. I don't have anything lit up here. And also those doctors in the back box, none of them are lit up as well. So as I proceed through and go through other lights, so there's 1-4, which should just be the A in escape. Once again, it's looking good. It's the only thing lit up as I'm stepping through. Now I've got this one lit, which is supposed to be, that's 1-7. Moving past that one. It's all working correctly. But I have this light still disconnected. So my next step is I'm gonna have to take this back apart, this whole area, get a good look at what did I do. That was an area that I did work on, where I added in an additional light. There's a blue light strip that's on the inside of it that looks really cool. Kind of helps light that whole area up inside the box. But I did something. Clearly I've got something that there's a diode that's either bad, or I've got something kind of shorted, maybe leaning somewhere, or maybe even that light strip that I added in, I've got the polarity backwards possibly on it. Not sure. But I've got something that's causing things to not be too happy. So I'm going to tear into it and figure it out. Okay, so I pulled the light out of that whole TARDIS box, and I noticed something that it did. So here is a little connector that I added in, and it's because I've got, well, I don't have it close by, but I've got a light strip that's inside that that whole phone booth, and I've got it tied to this light. So whenever this light comes on, that light inside the phone booth lights it up just to make it look cooler. And messing around with it, I've tried, when I disconnect that light strip, the problem totally goes away. So I could still have this actually, you know, connected to the game, having this light, which is at the very top of the phone booth, light up properly. As long as I don't have that light strip hooked into it, the problem goes away. Well, it just occurred to me, look how I've got this thing connected. I've got this connector tied right into both this yellow and the red wire that's coming into this. And I am totally bypassing that diode in terms of what is driving this light strip. And I think that might be my problem, because I just reversed the polarity on this wire and didn't make any difference. But what I just realized is that I shouldn't have tied in right here. I should have tied in, it's hard to do here. It really needs to go in on this leg of that diode. It may be kind of hard to do since it's going into that connector, or I'm sorry, going into this whole socket. If I've got a spare socket that'll have a little bracket on the side like this, it's a wedge, I may have to do that. Let me see if I can salvage this and connect. Sure, it's hard to do. If I can connect in, solder a wire right without damaging the diode or the socket, and move basically that red wire off of that yellow one there and then move it down there. That might fix my problem. Let's see what happens. One quick correction. I meant to say move that black wire. This one right here. Move the black wire off of that and basically tie it in over here. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, let's see what happens. All right, we've got success. All right, I've got this connected back in. There is the bulb that I was working on. It's lit up. I've got it connected over for follow the wire. Sitting on here temporarily. Here's my little light strip that I got inside this phone booth. So that's lit up. And we don't have that light coming on anymore. We don't have the strange stuck light on the drain over on the side. The 5x3 matrix is not doing the strange stuff anymore. We've got success. Gosh, that was a pain. Hey, but it's a learning process the whole time, so hopefully that helps you guys. That was a weird one, but yeah, weird light problems. All had to deal basically with diodes and just not hooking things up right. So dumb on my part. All right, hope that helps.